Hey guys, this is Bando4 bringing another episode of Let's Play Pokemon FireRed. In the last part, I started out and caught a Pidgey, and this Pidgey is of a bashful nature, which does not affect its stats at all. And it has a Keen Eye ability, which prevents dropping the accuracy. At level 5, it learned Sand Attack, and it's at level 8 now. I also got my Charmander up to level 8, and it learned Ember. And I'll take this moment to talk about same type attack bonus. If the type of move you are using is the same as the type of Pokemon using that move, it gets a 1.5 multiplier on the power. So for example, Ember, which is a 40 base power move when used by a fire type such as Charmander, its power will be boosted to 60. There's a potion around there, and I'm going to head over to Route 22 momentarily here. There are two new Pokemon that can be found on this route, one of which is Mankey, a fairly fast fighting type, the other of which is Spearow, a frail, aggressive, flying type, but I prefer Pidgey personally. I'm just going to run away from this Rattata. If you come up here, you will find your rival. And he's telling you that you can't get to the Pokemon League if you don't have any badges, but if you come back here after you have any badges, you won't be able to fight him again. And why would I ever want to miss out on a chance to beat on my rival? So, he also has a Pidgey, but it doesn't have an awesome nickname, so he doesn't stand a chance. Unless he gets lots of critical hits, then that's just bad. Yeah, I did some damage calculation there. And I win. Haha. Go away. Because Kathleen's the boss, and no regular Pidgey can beat Kathleen. And Vigilance Gust at level 9, and he's going to send out the Squirtle. And just for kicks, I will fight his Squirtle with my Charmander. And chances are he's going to do lots of tail whipping and tackling. I'm sure that Squirtle knows its first water type move by now. It's either Bubble or Water Gun. I honestly don't remember because he hasn't actually used it any of the times I've tried to record this. This is my 6th attempt at recording this, by the way. But at some point yesterday, Pinnacle Studio decided it hated every game ever created and would immediately start dropping frames the second I looked over at it. I'll scratch anyway. Probably gonna lose. Oh, I got a critical hit. I got a critical hit when it was actually helpful. This is not a Pokemon Let's Play. I don't know what's going on. But Blue grew to level 9, and I beat my rival again. So that's 2-0 against the rival, and he can just get out of here. He's worthless. I don't know what my 6th Pokemon for my team is going to be. I know what 5 of them are, and I have nicknames planned for all of them, regardless of whether they turn out to be male or female. But I'm still trying to think of a 6th one. At some point I may ask people what they want my 6th Pokemon to be. The way I train my Pokemon is kind of unique. I think I know one other person that does this. But I check their levels, and I put the lowest level out front, and then I check how much experience it is near the bottom right there to their next level. And I put the one that's closest to leveling up in the earlier slot if they're the same level, and I train them up that way. I'm gonna head in here. Okay, and now I'm all healed up. I could head over to the Pokemart to pick up a couple items, but I'll find most of the items I'd want in the next area anyway. And this guy notices that we're working on our Pokedex and wants to tell us how to catch Pokemon, even though I've already caught a couple. Annoying old men. Though this particular old man is very special because he can manage to catch a level 5 Weedle without weakening it at all. And while like level 2 or 3, sometimes even level 4 Pokemon can be caught without weakening them with a Pokeball, if you try to catch a level 5, it is going to break out, and I don't know how he manages to pull that off. But somehow he does. And he doesn't tell you anything about weakening Pokemon, so it's really not as educational as he seems to think he is. The Teachy TV tells you all the very most basic things about this game, and like use the directional pad to move. Actually, I don't know what the TGTV really says because I never used it. Here you can catch a couple bug type Pokemon, but I'm going to ignore that grass for now because you can find all those Pokemon and many more in the Viridian Forest. So you've got Caterpie, your basic weak bug type. It really does kind of suck. You also have Weedle, which is part bug, part poison. If you're going to pick up one of the bug types, I would recommend Weedle. You can also, this is a Weedle, and I'm just going to burn it away. You can also find Caterpie and Weedle's evolved forms, which are Metapod and Kakuna respectively. The good thing about bug type Pokemon is that they tend to evolve rather early, which is just compensation for their less than mediocre stats. If I were to recommend one Pokemon above any other to catch in the Viridian Forest, it would probably be Pikachu. It's your first instance of being able to catch an electric type, but Pikachu's appearance rate in the Viridian Forest is, if I'm not mistaken, 5%, so it's not very likely that you're going to find it. If you do find it though, I may as well catch it. It's not a Pokemon that I have planned for my team, but especially for early in the game, it makes a decent Pokemon. Just going to ignore these guys. And up here will be our first instance of a trainer battle that is not our rival. And you're going to find all sorts of bug catchers in here. In this particular area, I'll go ahead and show all the trainer battles, but in future areas, I will try and limit it as best I can to required trainer battles. I imagine that I will fight all the trainers in the game, but I don't see the point of showing every single trainer battle on screen. It would, I imagine, get boring rather quickly. So most of what you're going to be seeing here is Caterpie and Weedle, regardless of whether those Caterpie and Weedle are at a level where they should have evolved. They evolve at level 7, by the way. So Velu grew to level 10, and neither Velu nor Kathleen will be learning another move for a few levels, but that's alright. If you chose Charmander as your starter, or you've caught a flying type Pokemon at this point, this is going to be a ridiculously easy area. In my case, I've done both of those things, and therefore both Pokemon I have are super effective against bug types. Okay, so here's our first. This is why these trainers are early on in the game and suck. That Weedle should be a Kakuna by now. If it had evolved at some point, it would not have taken one hit to take down. This Weedle as well, it's also level 7. And I'm probably going to get on a rant about this every time I see bug catchers, because they're just stupid. And Poison Sting is one of the many moves that can cause a status condition, but I think I'll probably talk about status conditions as I get to them. And in this case, I think I'll just go ahead and leave Kathleen out there to finish up this battle. If I'm in the middle of a battle, I basically take a guess at which Pokemon is closer to leveling up, or I just leave out the one that's already out there if I feel like it. I'm probably going to use Velu more in the gym anyway, in the very first gym battle, so I may as well get Kathleen some more levels now so that my levels don't get unbalanced. I don't think there's any items over in that patch of grass. And here's the easy trainer to avoid. Just walk past him when he's looking at the opposite direction, but I'm just going to go ahead and talk to him. And let's see what he's got. I think he has Caterpies. Yep, a Caterpie that should have evolved by this point. Let's get it out of there. I don't like Caterpie. I used to like Caterpie only because of what it evolves into, but now I can't be bothered to. I just don't like it. there are so many much better Pokemon. I've considered doing a all bug type run before, but there's no way I'd do it in this game because you can't get any decent bug types early on. So I haven't really tried to do that any time recently. I have done an all poison type run on Soul Silver, and that was amazing. It was rather challenging because poison type's not the best type, especially if you don't have any other types, but it was fun at least. And here's a Metapod. If you come across a Metapod or a Kakuna, I would recommend going ahead and just battling it, because the ones you find in the wild have no way to attack you. The only move they'll know is Harden, which raises their physical defense. So if you have something like Charmander and can use a special attack, Harden will do absolutely nothing for them. And since they're an evolved Pokemon, you will get more experience from them than you might from any other Pokemon you'll find here. So it's an easy way to get a little bit of an experience boost. This trainer you can only fight if you talk to him, and he tells you about Pokemon evolution, or at least informs you that Pokemon can evolve. He doesn't tell you a whole lot more about it. And I would find it distinctly hilarious if a trainer who tells you that Pokemon evolve hadn't evolved any of his Pokemon, but in this particular case he actually does have the evolved form of his bugs. So I guess that's interesting, at least. It makes it so that I don't wipe them all out instantly. Of course, he didn't bother to evolve all of them, and I can't imagine why not. But he at least led with a Metapod. I think his last Pokemon's... No, it's another Metapod. I thought he might have a Kakuna or something. Just something to be remotely interesting. But I was disappointed. See, that's all they can do. All they know is Harden. So if you want to use one of these bug types, I highly recommend catching it in its earliest form so that when it evolves into a Metapod or a Kakuna, you do know a move that can attack. So you don't have to use a method of switching out to get some experience for that Pokemon. And I think there's one more trainer in here, and he is in fact required. But I can't wait for the point when I don't have to cut out those battles and I can just avoid them altogether. Because I can cut it out so you don't have to see it on screen, but I still have to deal with it. And here's our last trainer. I'm probably going to get out of the forest and end the episode there because I'm getting pretty close to 15 minutes, and even though I don't technically have a time limit, I like to try and keep the videos a little on the shorter side, at least for the moment. So one Ember should take out that Weedle, and with that I'll be able to get out of the Viridian Forest. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, feel free to comment, and if you like my videos so far, subscribe because there's more on the way. This has been Bando Guy 4, and next time I will meet you in Pewter City.